Warning, the following program has been rated T for truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh, we think you can. Welcome to the Naked Truth Report with your host, truth warrior and mythbuster Kathleen Wells. The place where we distinguish fact from fiction, where data is used to drive points home, and where Kathleen takes the position that Democrats and black politicians have destroyed black America. Welcome to the Naked Truth Report. Now, your host, Kathleen Wells.
Welcome to the Naked Truth Report. I'm your host, Kathleen Wells. I pre-recorded, I want to say Happy Labor Day, which is Monday. Happy Labor Day. We look at the contributions and the benefits we've received from the participation of workers in our economy in America. Did I say that right? Who knows? Anyway, on Washington Journal, they were talking about who is best for jobs. So they had folks calling in and talking about that. I pre-recorded an interview Wednesday with Diamond and Silk. So we're going to listen to that interview now. And when we come back from the break, we'll open up the phone lines and you can talk about anything you want to talk about. Oh, I just want to mention that I saw on my Facebook page, I'm no longer blocked, but I'm not doing the video on Facebook yet. I'll do it maybe next week. But I just saw on Facebook that Candace Owens and Cardi B are having a fight. I don't want to say a fight, but they're going at each other. In fact, Cardi B tagged Candace Owens. So you might want to check that out. I just looked at it briefly, and surprisingly, there were quite a few young black folks that like, Cardi, I'm sorry, we support Trump. It's interesting. Go check it out on Twitter. Anyway, we're going to take a listen to my pre-recorded interview that I conducted last Wednesday with Diamond and Silk. Okay, let's listen. Welcome, Diamond and Silk, to the Naked Truth Report.
Oh, well, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We're here to talk about your book, Uprising, Who the Hell Said You Can't Ditch and Switch? But before we get into the book, let's talk about the fact that you attended the RNC. Give us your thoughts.
Oh, well, I'm telling you, President Trump's speech was phenomenal. The First Family was phenomenal. All of the speakers were phenomenal because it showed President Trump policies is working in their lives. Mm-hmm. And so we really the whole week was a phenomenal week. And another thing, our great president, President Donald J. Trump, didn't have to convince America of anything because he already have a record.
That's right.
He already have a record. Like Joe Biden, who we call Jim Crow Joe. Mm-hmm. Listen, they had to bring in Hollywood, Barack and Michelle Obama to try to convince America. President Trump just used average people. This is how my policies are working. Here, you can hear from the people.
That's right.
He loved it.
You loved it. That's great. Well, this was the first time we saw as many black Americans speak at the Republican convention.
Well, listen, Black America is benefiting from his policies.
That's right.
And that need to be shown because the left-wing media won't show it. Sometimes someone in the right media won't show it.
That's right.
So it needs to be shown on national TV so people can make their decisions based on that.
And they need to see also that it's more black people that supports this president besides Diamond and Silk.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I was talking to my guy here at the station. He said it's, I'm a black American woman. It's Diamond and Silk, and then I'm, what did he say? Oh, I forgot already. At first he said linen. I said, no, I'm not linen. I can't even remember, like Diamond and Silk. I can't remember. Anyway, it was a bad joke, and I didn't deliver it. Anyway, so the point that I want to ask you now is this. Why should black Americans support the Republican Party? Tell us.
Well, they should support President Trump because oftentimes we don't want to get caught up in the parties because people are very leery about parties.
That's
and we
right.
call a party is just one bird with two wings, okay? So I'm telling people, if you don't want to vote for the party, vote for the person.
That's
now,
right.
President Trump happened to be a Republican, and he's delivering for black America. Black unemployment at an all-time low, home ownership an all-time high, has given more money to HBCUs HBCUs than any other president in the history.
Including a black president.
That's right. Opportunity zones. First step at giving people a second chance through criminal justice reform. So he's done a lot for black America. And guess what? The best is yet to come.
That's right.
So it's more coming. He included black America. Up under Barack Hussein Obama, he cut funding
That's right.
to HBCUs. Unemployment was very high up under Obama, especially for black America and women. So when we look at compare the records, President Donald J. Trump is doing an amazing job.
And let's not forget that Jim Crow Joe was the vice president. So if Jim Crow Joe knew how to do it or how to fix it or what to do, he should have told Obama. But he didn't. That's because he didn't know. Jim Crow Joe has been in government position for 47 years, almost half a century, and he still have yet to right his wrong about the 1994 crime bill that he pushed. So Jim Crow Joe can't do nothing for us. Let's look at the best outcome. President Trump has been in government position for, 3.5 to 4 years, and have done more than any past administration.
And you say the best is yet to come. Can you?
Oh, the best is yet to come. And can I just say this here? If you are on the fence, what we need you to do is get off that fence, walk through the gate, and get on the Trump train.
That's right.
And vote for Trump. And let me tell you something. I didn't tell you to like him. I told you to vote for him because his policy is benefiting black America.
Yes. Black America is facing zero median wealth by 2053. That didn't happen on Trump's watch, this depression of black America. It's been 6 decades of failure by the Democratic Party. So
that's right.
That's right. And I don't know why more of us can't see that.
Okay. I think more of us are seeing it, but a lot of people are so afraid to speak out. See, because if you speak out, then you go against the narrative, and the left will do everything in their power to try and ruin you.
That's right.
And bully you back into the closet and bully you into silence. Fortunately, Diamond and Silk, we've been at this since 2015. We ain't waver. We ain't change. We meant exactly what we said. This is the man, y'all. Listen, we don't need another career politician. When you look at Jim Crow Joe, he's another career politician.
That's right.
He's part of the reason there's systemic racism, because a lot of the policies he wrote in to create the discrimination. He is the reason why a lot of the black family and the black homes have been disseminated from the fathers are gone. He's the reason. Remember when he wrote the crime bill? When I look at him and Kamala Harris, I see Bonnie and Clyde. One wrote the crime bill and the other one enforced it or invoked it. So just look at all of this, you all. Think about who you're about to vote for. President Trump is trying to make sure that you are set free.
That's right.
You want to have yourself locked back up with a Jim Crow Joe that's been in government for 47 years, and he want us to think he can do something in 4 years.
Please.
Why didn't he do it in 47 years?
That's
He
right.
was up under the Obama administration. Why wasn't he helping black people then? Why was black unemployment at high? You didn't do nothing to create jobs. You didn't bring in opportunity for black America under the Obama and Biden administration.
And he even supported that NAFTA bill.
That's right. To outsource our jobs. So listen, instead of looking at, you all better start looking into. Stop listening to the left-wing media.
That's right.
The disparagement, all of the nasty things that they try to say about President Trump, and you all better vote for Trump.
And ask yourself this question. Why are Democrats blaming Republicans for systemic racism that's happening in cities and states that's ran by Democrats?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to. You and I, you and us, we're all black Americans. We've been our ancestors have been in this country for centuries.
Yes.
We are the direct descendants of American slaves. So why are you trying? In fact, I was reading that your mother has sharecropper roots. My grandfather was born in 1895 and had owned his own farm in Dallas, Texas. Talk to us about your grandmother's roots being a sharecropper.
Well, that's my mother, not my grandmother, honey. My mother roots.
Okay.
Listen, my mom, she grew up in a sharecropping family. They grew up as sharecroppers, her, grandma, grandpa. That's how they grew up. But the one thing with my mother experiencing that, she didn't want her children to experience that. So we couldn't walk around as if we were victims.
Right.
We had to be victorious. And the one thing she taught us, her and Dad, was faith. You better feel as if the thing had already happened for you.
Mm-hmm.
And all you got to do is have a little bit of faith. So they taught us things. They taught us how to be. We didn't even know what was going on in our upbringing. It was sort of strict. Sometimes we would get irritated, but it was all for our own good because it prepared us for such a time as now for today.
And they also taught us that, the sky is not the limit. It goes far beyond the sky. So whatever you want, whatever door, if somebody closed the door in your face, go knock on another door. No don't mean never. Mm-hmm. And they just taught us to have the faith to believe that whatever we want, we can have, regardless of what anyone else says about it.
Yeah, they gave you confidence. And this is important to me, that we make this distinction of Black Americans who have been in this country since its founding for generations, and the fact that the Democratic Party is trying to push Kamala Harris off on us as a Black American. Yeah. Speak to that.
You know what? It's offensive.
It's offensive.
What they're doing is playing identity politics. It's sexist to me. When you look at Kamala Harris, whose mother was a Indian and father was a Jamaican. All Jamaicans are not Black. Please understand that.
Exactly.
And just automatically assume that she's an African American. No. And then I hear Black people say we need reparations. No. If you want those reparations, why don't you get it from Kamala Harris and her family? Mm-hmm. Because her family, she comes from the descendants of slave owners, according to her father.
Right.
Okay, that's what's being alleged. That's what her father, put out there.
And
right.
to even take and to implement affirmative action just to pick a vice president based off of the color of their skin instead of the content within her resume. Mm-hmm. That is a shame how Black people allow themselves to be used as tools to push a white liberal agenda. Mm-hmm. And then they turn around and they throw this race call on Republicans.
Yep.
They the racist,
right.
when you're being used in your own party.
That's right.
Right.
And Kathleen, just look at it all. I mean, look at what they did. In our humble opinion, remember, if you think about what we've seen in slavery or what we read and saw the TV shows that was depicted about slavery, the Black people, the dark ones was in the fields,
right.
the light ones was in the house.
Right.
And they could have picked Val Demings. Why didn't they pick her?
Right.
Val Demings is an African American. She's of the darker hue, darker skin.
Right.
Why didn't they pick a dark-skinned woman? You want me to tell you why? In my humble opinion, this is the reason why I think they didn't pick one. Because she would not appeal to these white left-leaning liberals. She wouldn't appeal to them. So what they did was they picked Kamala Harris, who looked almost white, so that they can appease Black people.
That's right.
Give them enough to keep them quiet, but not enough to make a difference, and appeal to these white left-leaning liberals. That's what that was about. And if people can't see what just got played out before your eyes, why do you think they be trying to shut Diamond and Silk up? Because we can see this clear as day.
That's right, without our glasses.
Mm-hmm. Right, we can all see it, but many people can't see it. I have a girlfriend who is an anesthesiologist, and she's known me for 40 years, and she says I'm mentally unstable because I support Trump. It's like, what? I can't get over how she can't see what's being happening.
Right. And why would she say you're mentally unstable?
Right.
How, this is what I don't know.
She's known me 40 years.
How do people want us to not give a man his accolades that has truly helped America? Listen to me, Kathleen. Look at everything good that's happened before the pandemic happened. Look at the high everybody was on. Everything was going good.
Right.
And then they want to take and turn around and blame a pandemic on him. Don't have anything to do with him. This was China fault.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
And only a fool fights in a burning house. The Democrat House has been on fire.
Right.
And we, especially as Black America, to go along just to get along and be silent about the abuse that the Democrats have done to the Black community.
Right.
You have billions of dollars that comes into the Black community to help with the Black community, to help fix it up, and they don't even have enough common sense to purchase $20 decons They kind of kill the rat.
That's right.
They don't even have enough sense to do that, but they have billions of dollars that come in for the black community, but it's not used for the betterment of the black community.
Well,
and they want to say that we have mind problems.
Yeah, this has been going on for decades. This has been going on for decades.
For decades.
Yeah.
But look at how they continue to abuse us. Because
Right.
look at what's happening in our country, how they're using black faces to push a white liberal agenda.
Oh, my gosh.
And then, when this is said and done, black people will be blamed for everything.
Right.
And they're doing it under the disguise of Black Lives Matter, which
Right.
is really a racist organization, because it should be racist to even have that type of organization, because if it was an organization that said White Lives Matter, you'd be calling that a racist.
That's right.
Right. Well, I mean, there are problems, but the problems are not police brutality, because we're 43 million black Americans. What the problem is that we are facing we are facing zero median wealth by 2053. And a lot of that is because we've been going along with these Democrats.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where they going along with the Democrats, where they raise your taxes, they put in regulations where you can't become an entrepreneur.
Right.
They do everything they can to keep you from obtaining wealth.
Yeah.
They do. Look at it.
Look at right now how they're weaponizing this virus, this pandemic.
Right.
Look at how they're weaponizing it right now. Look at the black businesses that's within the Democrat-ran cities that can't even open up, because you got a lot of these Democrats, governors and mayors that's keeping their state shut down, which is doing what? Decimating the black businesses. They can care less about black people.
That's right.
Yeah, and you saw Nancy Pelosi going into the hair salon, getting her hair done. I can't get my hair done because her salon.
It's called being a hypocrite, a lying hypocrite at that. Because if the virus was so dangerous, why would she go to a beauty salon without a mask? Where most beauty salons can't even open up, and other people haven't gotten their hair done. People haven't even been able to bury their loved ones. You all, this is a big mess. But let me just say this here. COVID-19 is real, so we won't downplay that. But all of the shenanigans around it, the fear-mongering, the pushing stuff up in our face, lying to us about certain things, about the numbers, some of the numbers being inflated, that's the scamdemic around all of this pandemic. That's a scam. Anything to manipulate the public. This here, like Silk said, this is being weaponized against the public. This is crimes against humanity. Is what this is.
That's right.
So what was this about? You had an honest investigation into the origins of COVID-19, and it led to a Daily Beast article claiming that you guys had been kicked off Fox. You want to address that?
Well, listen, first of all, I want everybody to go get the book, Diamond and Silk, the book, Uprising.
Right.
Who the hell said you can't
before you go in, can I just say thank you for stating that the way you stated that?
Right. That's right. Thank you. Because everybody, they don't state it that way.
Yeah.
So listen, I want you to read the last chapter, because we write about that in real time. And understand, accusations without accurate information is truly fake news.
That's right.
And it'll spread like wildflower, and people will prefer to believe a lie than to read the truth. So I want you all to get the book Uprising. Who the hell said you can't ditch and switch? The Awakening of Diamond and Silk at diamondandsilkbook.com or anywhere they sell books, and you all can read it for yourself what happened.
That's right. Now, but let me also say this right here, that when we talk about systemic racism, it should be named systemic discrimination.
That's right.
And the reason why is because you had a group of scientists to stand there to say to the black community that we're disproportionately affected by a virus that could possibly do what? Kill us. So as two black women sitting there talking about this, trying to understand something that could possibly do what? Kill us, we started asking questions. Stuff wasn't making sense. We started speaking out about it. So how is it that two black women, we talk about something that you say as a scientist could disproportionately affect us and kill us, you want to call that conspiracy theory if we ask a question about it. But our white counterparts or people on the left can talk about this here particular virus all day long. It's called freedom of speech for them. But you chalk it up for Diamond and Silk as conspiracy theory. So I could not understand it for the life of myself on how is it that something that's supposed to affect me, you want me to shut up about it. You know why? Because as far as I'm concerned, you're not going to use me as a guinea pig.
Right.
You're not going to use me as an experimental project.
Right.
And what we did was spoke out about it. Now,
and people were starting to hear us.
That's right.
Black people were starting to hear us because at the end of the day, I don't care how famous we get or how whatever happened in our lives, we are still black women.
That's right.
When you tell me something impacts or affects my life as a black woman, I got to look into it.
Yeah.
Look at it,
Right.
but look into it, and then I got to speak out about it.
That's right. But and one more last nugget that I want everybody to understand, that nobody can't fire you if they never hired you.
That's right. And also, I got to let them know about this. Our new show on Newsmax.
Yeah.
It's called Diamond and Silk Crystal Clear. It airs every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So instead of somebody hiding us behind something, we're out in the opening. We're on national television.
That's right.
So where do they get Newsmax? That's on cable, correct?
Yes, it's a cable channel, you all. And if you go to newsmaxtv.com, it'll give you the listings of all of the cable channels. So you can get your channel wherever you can find the listing or everything. Newsmaxtv.com. And we're so excited. And we also have a podcast that comes out every Thursday by 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's called Diamond and Silk, the podcast.
Yeah.
So you can find that on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcast.
And one more quick nugget that we're so proud of. We actually created our own social media platform called Chatted, where people can come if they want to keep up with Diamond and Silk. You can go to chatted.com.
What is it called?
CHAT. DIT.com. CHATD like dog. IT.com. Chatted.com. You can go there and you can keep up with Diamond and Silk there, because with our voices being so powerful and influential, one thing that I found about white liberals, they own the platforms and they would do everything they can to shut our black voices down. And so we're not going to have that. We talk too loud. We got too big of a voice to just be suppressed.
Right.
So we created our own social media platform, Chatted. CHATDIT.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, people want to hear what you have to say because you're speaking the truth, or it's an alternative. It's additional information, and information should not be censored. You see,
That's
this is
right.
what the left wing.
Whether you like it or not, Kathleen, they don't have to like it, but you don't have a right to censor it, downplay it, get into people's thoughts. We tweeted out something yesterday or the day before that said 6% the lies, or 6% we tried to tell y'all. And we had a fact checker on Facebook basically claiming that we were talking about COVID. We never mentioned COVID. We never mentioned nothing about a virus. We just wrote 6% the lies. So how are you fact checking based on the assumption of thought?
That's right.
This is crazy.
That's so funny. Well, I'm always blocked. My Truth Warriors know, my listeners know, I'm always blocked on Facebook. I get blocked for 30 days consistently. I'm blocked now because I'm trying to speak the truth just like you ladies. It's very difficult. The media, the big tech companies are censoring the truth because we know, listen, and they talk about this on the Dennis Prager show, which is airing right now actually on this station, that hydrochloroquine along with zinc and the Z-Pack in the early stages is therapeutic, is a treatment for COVID-19. But we can't get that out there.
But here's the deal. If these people claim that they care about black lives,
Right.
you're telling us that black lives is disproportionately affected by this. Why won't you allow us to use medication
Right.
or try medication that could possibly save black lives?
Right.
Like, come on, Kathleen. So you think Diamond and Silk will just sit back and not say nothing?
Exactly. That lets you know that you see, it's the whole the establishment is censoring information, and that's not cool.
It's not cool at all.
And it should be election interference.
Yeah.
When you look at it, because they're weaponizing this against we the American people.
Right.
It's being weaponized.
And people that need help and lives that could be saved.
That's right.
And I just said, thank God for our president Thank God for the President of the United States that has really been trying to look out for the American people. We so appreciate him, and I'm telling everybody, vote right so you won't get left. Vote red, R-E-D. Remove every Democrat and vote for President Donald J. Trump.
That's right.
Remove every Democrat. And you see how Biden is like stalking President Trump. He's stalking him like what President Trump.
I want to know, Kathleen, why hadn't Biden been tested for COVID?
Yes.
And you
want everybody else to get tested. Why hadn't he been tested?
Mm-hmm.
And look how he looks wearing a mask. Okay.
Listen, I'm just telling you. Listen, Jim Crow Joe Biden, who's been in government for 47 years.
Yes.
He ain't gonna do nothing. He gonna do what he did the 47 years. Nothing.
And,
he done already. When people show you who they are, believe them. He's already shown us he don't have the capability or the capacity of doing nothing.
And the whole entire Democrat Party, the DNC, all of them should be investigated and prosecuted for elderly abuse. Well, that's what it is.
Well, when you guys were at the RNC, I know some folks like the Walkaway movement, Blexit, they got accosted. In fact, Rand Paul got accosted by Antifa and BLM. Were you guys safe?
Okay, we were safe. We had a handler that made sure we got where we were supposed to go. Because, see, sometimes when we show up at those particular, and we kept it on the down low, Kathleen, because we never spilled the beans until the beans are cooked. But we never tell people because for some reason, when they find out it's diamond and silk, it makes news and people want to do, they just want to either say silly things or try to do things. So we kept it on the down low. So we had a handler that got us out of there where we didn't have to go through all of that. But we saw that. Could you imagine if that was diamond and silk? There would have been no more acting African American. You know, we would have been acting black in the streets.
Oh my God, that would have been so. You know, it would have been on. Okay, if they thought Diamond and Silk were going to be there, and you see a Trump supporter got murdered in Portland. Did you hear about?
I see that, but where's the left wing media? You know, they're not really talking about that. They're not really talking about that because this is what they want.
Yeah.
This is what they want.
And this is part of their genre. Just remember back in the day, it was the KKK with white hoods. Today it's Antifa with black masks. Same script, different cast.
And the Democratic Party started the KKK and the Antifa folks, although those Antifa folks are trying to get rid of, they tried to burn down the mayor's apartment in Portland. Did you hear about that?
But did you see him on the news? And we're going to talk about it on the show. We're going to talk about it on the show the weekend, y'all. Y'all watch Newsmax. Watch us on Newsmax because, honey, we have a segment called The Itch of the Week.
Yes.
The Itch of the Week.
Yes.
Itch. It starts with an I.
Yes.
So make sure you heard me clearly. The itch of the week, and he is one of the itches of the week.
Yes, so make sure you watch on Newsmax TV Saturday nights at 7:30 p.m. And make sure that you go and get our book, Uprising, Who the Hell Said You Can't Ditch and Switch, The Awakening of Diamond and Silk at diamondandsilkbook.com.
So we're going to be talking about him because
right.
I don't like what he said about our president. How are you going to blame a man that's only been in office for almost 4 years for everything that's been happening in this country for decades? A lot of this here unrest started happening up under the Obama administration. If it was not for Obama and the way they did things in late years, it never would have been a Trump.
That's right.
Because people didn't want another career politician running nothing up and through here.
That's right.
That's what people need to know.
That's right.
So I want to hear about how your personal background informed your insight into the dangers of BLM, Black Lives Matter's political agenda. Talk about your personal background.
Let's go back.
Okay, we got about a few minutes. But
sorry.
Let's go back to Trayvon Martin.
Okay.
Remember when Trayvon Martin was killed by
George Zimmerman.
That's when Black Lives Matter came out. And we put together a video about the atrocities that have been happening with black people. But we noticed they was only saying Black Lives Matter. We put that out because we wanted to make a point that, Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter. We ended it with that, okay? So we knew back then that, wait a minute, you can't just run around talking about just Black Lives Matter. All of our lives matter. Every one of our lives matter. And our lives need to matter not only when it comes to policing, but when it comes to us living in our communities and our everyday lives. Because you can't, as my brother, pick up a gun and go kill our other brother and then not say nothing. But as soon as somebody that's interacting with a cop or resisting arrest and then they get shot and they die, now you want to blame all white white people for that, or you want to blame, vilify, and demonize all of our officers.
That's right.
You know, so we knew back then with Trayvon Martin, with the particular organization, wait a minute, you could say Black Lives Matter, but all of our lives matter.
That's
and
right.
then when George Floyd happened, and I seen Black Lives Matter, they putting this stuff up everywhere, we now started digging into this organization. Well, who is these people? And when we found out how they want to disrupt and dismantle the nuclear family,
Right.
so what you're saying, you don't want the man in the household. You don't think that a black child deserves a mother and a father. You
Right.
know, it's bad enough that they take and they demonize and then try to feminize our black men. Our black men cannot fly with one wing. We need our black men. We
Right.
need them to stand up and be leaders. So why do you want to dismantle the nuclear family? Why are you talking about you a Marxist and you're trying to push socialism and communism down black people's throats when all we know is freedom because we were born into this country free?
Right.
You see what I'm
Well,
saying? Why would you pump your fist to an organization that is taking in hundreds of millions of dollars? How much of that money is going to black lives, black neighborhoods, black businesses that's been burnt down through looting and rioting?
That's right.
How much?
And so it's time for black people to stop being used as a tool to push a white liberal agenda.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, it's going to be your mugshot plastered everywhere.
that's
right.
The white liberal.
And
We
that's
got
the
to go, Kathleen.
okay, and that's the bottom line. I want to thank Diamond and Silk. Their book, don't forget to get it. Uprising. What the hell or who the hell said you can't ditch and switch? The Awakening. Diamond and Silk. Go to their website. Is that correct? You can go to your website.
DiamondandSilkBook.com. DiamondandSilkBook.com to get the book Uprising.
Or anywhere they sell books. And Kathleen, I just want to give you a compliment. You sound a lot like Wendy Williams on the radio.
You know, you said that to me. You guys were on it like a year and a half ago, and you said the same thing then.
You do. You just do. I feel like I'm talking to Wendy.
Well, I don't have Wendy Williams' money, okay? But
Don't you worry about
Yeah,
it.
keep at it.
Trump,
God
and
bless.
vote for him.
yeah. Anyway, I'm so happy to have you, and we got to get together again soon. I appreciate it. Okay. Oh, let me mention. Are you guys affiliated with Black Voices for Trump? I would like people to learn about Black Voices and Trump. Can people
Go
meet?
to the website.
Go to the website.
BlackVoicesForTrump.com.
Okay, thank you, Diamond and Silk. I really
Thank you
appreciate
all.
it. Thanks. Bye. Welcome back. This is the Next Truth Report. I'm your host, Kathleen Wells. What did you think about the interview with Diamond and Silk? You can call in and give us your thoughts. You can talk about anything you like. That Diamond is really feisty, don't you think? She's very feisty. I did the interview, so I was sort of immersed in it. But listening to it, I had a different take on it. I learned a few things. I gained a few things. I really wanted to get into the fact that Fox News. I didn't really want to push it, but I think there was a problem with. They didn't get fired because they weren't hired. I don't know what the story was exactly. I kind of wanted to push it, but then I didn't. But anyway, I'm glad they were on. I'm glad that I was able to interview them. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? I mentioned that on my Facebook page, they say that Candace Owens and Cardi B got into a tiff on Twitter. So go check that out. I think some of her fans are even saying that Cardi B was dragged, you know. That's the expression that the young folks say, drag now. You know, it wasn't a good thing. So let's see, what else I didn't prepare any notes, and we have 15 minutes left. Why don't someone call in and say something? I'm ad-libbing right now because I didn't prepare any notes. I was thinking what was I thinking? I don't know. I didn't know how long the interview would go. So what do I want to talk about? Let's talk about, I'm ad-libbing. I don't have any notes. Let's talk. No, I don't want to talk. Jeff, my engineer, said, why don't I talk about the RNC? I talked about that already. Didn't I talk about that last week? It was thrilling. It was exciting. I mentioned to Diamond and Silk that this was the first time that the Republican National Convention had as many Black Americans as they did. I think that was wonderful. Also, I felt that I can't remember her name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, I haven't taken my. Oh my God! See, my memory's not good. I haven't taken my Balance of Nature for 3 days because I combined it with something else, a multivitamin, and I was having pain in my right hand. It was like a reaction or something. And then you can call the Balance of Nature folks and speak with a healthcare specialist. And so I called and informed them that, oh, my right hand is aching because I took another supplement in addition to the Balance of Nature. And she informed me that when you take some supplements are not made with natural ingredients. They have synthetic ingredients, and that can cause you to have side effects. And so so for 3 days I didn't take Balance of Nature. Anyway, I see you guys are now calling in. That's great. I'd like to hear what you have to say about the interview or anything else you'd like to talk about. So hi, Brent in Los Angeles. Welcome to the Naked Truth Report.
Thank you. Kathleen, that was magnificent. That was just stunning. I mean, I wanted to be taking notes.
You know, Diamond is really feisty, isn't she?
They're amazing. And again, you know, they're under attack. But the Hodge twins, who I told you about, also the other twin brother.
Oh, yeah, you did mention them, yeah.
Are also under attack in the same way. It's just very funny. But, you know, one of the things I was thinking of is that woke whites are at war with the American black community. And they're systemically depigmentizing free-thinking blacks.
This is an interesting time. I'm glad we're all witnessing it. I think that Trump is going to win by a landslide, but you never know because some shenanigans may take place with the voting. But this is an interesting time. Excuse me. I think this is the first time that we're seeing more Black Americans be engaged in politics and leaving the Democratic Party. In fact, there was some report I read, I forget what it was, but it was like Trump has 45% approval rating amongst Black Americans. It wasn't Rasmussen, it was another poll.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing. This is amazing. We're witnessing history, right?
Absolutely. And I'm amazed. I think that the entire black religious community is going to be backing Trump. The Democrats want to get rid of God. They actually wanted to take God out of speaking about America altogether.
Right, and Leo Terrell is now a Trump supporter. We all know that because he used to be a big-time leftist, so to speak, or Democrat. You know, he was always pumping for Democrats when he would be on Fox. Well, he is now he had on his MAGA hat today on Twitter. Yes. Also, Judge Joe Brown. You guys know Judge Joe Brown has been on the show. He's a Trump supporter also.
And Kanye West. I mean, how miraculous is that?
Right. Well, you know, and men like Judge Joe Brown, Leo Terrell, can influence other black men, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Jesse Lee Peterson especially. I mean.
Well, no, I don't think they most people think Jesse Lee Peterson is sort of like a sellout or something. You know, he's sort of like in the category of a Larry Elder because he's been Republican and conservative for so long. But these new folks like Judge Joe Brown and Leo Terrell, who were always pro-civil rights, get justice and all that stuff, now they're Trump supporters. So they've switched. They're relatively new, so they're convincing. They're more persuasive, I think.
You know, and another term I'm playing around in my head with is the idea of having one's color canceled. With this cancel culture, blacks who aren't voting Biden, they're not black. And so it's just so surreal how everybody, from Clarence Thomas to Ben Carson to Frederick Douglass, Larry Elder, yourself, you're not black.
Right. Well, and you see a lot of young folks. That's another thing I find out on social media, that a lot of the young folks feel like the older folks, people my age and older, have failed them. And they're Trump supporters. And if you go on Twitter and you can see some of those young folks, Black Voices for Trump, they're saying, they listen to Cardi B, or at least they're familiar with her, and they're saying, Candace Owens beat you, and I mean, she dragged you. That's the expression. You know, Cardi B. Can you imagine Cardi? Can you even imagine comparing Cardi B and Candace Owen? I mean, come on. I mean, it's like a joke. But the joke is that Joe Biden. That's it. Joe Biden had an interview with Cardi B. Now, how insulting is that?
Well, she apparently is one of the great black thinkers today in the Democrat plantation.
Like one of our political pundits, Cardi B. Can you imagine? And that offensive. Oh, and I think Candace Owen mentioned that Ben Shapiro said that her WAP video was like offensive.
I haven't seen that.
But it's just like really degrading and disgusting. Thanks, Brent, for calling into the Naked Truth Report. Thank you. Hi, Linda. Welcome to the Naked Truth Report.
Hi, Kathleen. I wanted to talk about Nancy Pelosi going to get her hair done. I want to say, if it's okay for Nancy Pelosi to go and get her hair done at a beauty salon, so should the rest of all of us. And so should the rest of all the salon owners be able to open up their salons at full capacity.
Yeah, in fact, that hair salon went out of business in San Francisco. And the issue also is that if one can get their hair done, one should be able to go and vote, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nancy Pelosi was not wearing a mask.
Yeah, if she's not wearing a mask, we shouldn't have to wear a mask either.
Right.
In a salon.
And the hypocrisy. But, you know, she's emphatic that everyone wear a mask and so on and so forth. And now Kamala Harris came out and said that even if a vaccine comes out in October or November, she can't trust it. And then the chair, I think her name is Simone Sanders, for the Biden campaign came out and said that, well, blacks and brown folks, minorities, will not have appropriate access to the vaccine. Listen, it's too much. This race thing has just been played out. It's too much. Enough already.
I wouldn't take the vaccine no matter who gets elected president, although I want Trump over Biden. No matter who gets elected president, I still wouldn't take the vaccine.
Well, I think something like 33% or something like 35% of Americans said they will not take the vaccine. Yeah. I've heard that.
And
yeah.
Because Trump's thing with the vaccine, I heard is Operation Warp Speed. Wants to get it really fast. And I also heard that these vaccines are going to be mandatory. And now Joe Biden, if he's capable of making mask wearing mandatory, he would be capable of making vaccines mandatory too.
Right, that's not a good thing. Linda, thanks for calling in. Okay, Mike, welcome to the Naked Truth Report.
Hi, thank you. I remember when you talked on your show about how your car was stolen, and then the police came, arrested the person, made out the report, and released them.
Right.
Well, my sister-in-law just had her car stolen, and it's probably someone who's been released after stealing other cars. And what people don't talk about, especially on the fake news media, is how crime affects not only everyone, but it affects especially poor people. My sister-in-law, she's poor. She works at a fast food restaurant. And the insurance company will probably just total her car. It's an old, 1990s Honda Civic. It'll cost her $1,000 to replace it when that car was running good. And by the way, she had just replaced the computer in the car, the engine computer, because the previous time that same car was stolen, they ruined the engine computer. But the police recovered it, and she paid $800 for a new computer, and then it just got stolen again. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And then they ripped out the radio. They did so much damage to the dashboard that alone is probably reason for the insurance company to total the car.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what
they'll probably sell the radio that they stole for like $35 or something. And here they caused thousands of dollars of damage to this car.
Yeah.
And when the Democrats claim they care about poor people, about minorities, they don't at all, because the people most adversely impacted by crime is poor people and minorities.
Right. We all know that. We're like singing to the choir. When my car was stolen, I had to pay, I think, either $500 or $800 for the impound. It was
right,
like
impound and storage. Right.
Yeah.
Right. What happened was the car was stolen, and like 1 or 2 days later, the sheriffs recover in East Los Angeles County Sheriff. They called my sister-in-law up. So I told her, I said, run down to the sheriff's department, get your clearance form, then run down to the impound yard. Don't let it stay overnight, or they're going to over the weekend they're going to rack up more storage charges on you. So it was still a lot of money. It was hundreds of dollars for the towing and the impound, but at least she was able to cut that off. But right now she had to have the car towed to a shop. They also stole the catalytic converter. So they stole the battery. She went to AutoZone, got a new battery, put it in. It started, but then she realized that they stole the catalytic converter, and she asked the mechanic, "I drive it without that?" And he said, "No, you have exhaust leak problems and other problems." So then she had to have it towed to the mechanic, and right now that's where it sits. It's unbelievable. And then we know that the murder rate against blacks is extremely high, and it's almost all black murderers murdering other blacks, and especially Chicago we hear about. It's happening in other big cities. And the Democrats cover this up. The fake news media cover this up.
Yeah, we enjoy Diamond and Silk because they know what they're talking about, and they have such.
Oh, they're so wonderful. Oh my God, have them on as often as you can.
They have so much energy, and they're so funny. Some things that they say, right? They're so
and they're
feisty.
so politically incorrect, aren't they? They're not afraid to say stuff. They got courage, just like you have courage.
and Diamond is so feisty, isn't she?
I love it. I love it. So, see, Diamond, is she called Diamond because diamonds are hard, and then Silk is called Silk because she's kind of more smooth or softer?
I don't know. But there was a joke that I didn't lay it right. It was something like, they're Diamond and Silk, and then I'm like some other fabric, like fur or something. I can't even remember, but someone... But someone here at the station.
I love to listen to you because you're just so open and honest, and that's how I always try to be. To me, truth is just such a high value. I know it is to you, just like Beth says. Truth is a conservative value, but truth is not a value on the left. And of course, it cannot be a value on the left because they'd lose every election if they were honest.
Yeah, well, I think it's certain, astrologically, I was told that I'm a Scorpio. Scorpios love the truth. I've heard that. I think certain personality types love the truth and other personality types run from it.
I love the truth, and my view is this, okay? Let's start with the truth and the facts. And if I cannot justify my positions on issues, then maybe I ought to change my position or do some more research and get some more accurate facts.
Right. Okay. Thank you. There's my music, Mike. Thanks for calling in. Oh, I want to say next week we're going to have Michael Calder, who has written the book JFK versus CIA. That's a good book. And then the week after that, we're going to have Michael Cutler back because you guys, for a command performance, because you guys liked him so much. He's going to come the week after that to talk about immigration, illegal aliens. So we'll be back next week with Michael Calder, Calder. His book is JFK versus the CIA. You got to get it. Okay, we'll be back next week. Thank you very much. Happy Labor Day.